make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love. And is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up the pieces and go home.
Oh, you're muted, Terry.
And if you missed that, there was my first oh fuck.
Oh, well,
so,
good to know.
so
All right.
we're live, and Jess, we're going to release of her duties here quickly. She will be in the. Was that
Yes.
my all-time? I'm at
I
74.
didn't mean to click it.
I'm sure I'm more than 74 right now.
Oh, I have no doubt.
So, anyway, we're relieving Jess of her duties tonight. She's not feeling well because of our late 4 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get home until after 5 because we hit the Awful House. Catherine has now experienced the Awful House. And she is suffering today, and she is in the background watching somewhere.
Hello, Siobhan. How are you?
Hey.
And Gina.
And I do not have my glasses on, so I cannot see a damn thing. I may have to jump off before we relieve you of your duties, Jess, and I have no idea where I might have even. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe they're in there next to the bed before my nap today. So yeah, I can't read shit. I'm watching on my phone, obviously here. So anyway, as I was saying, we had a late night at Graceland last night. Just a little. It was supposed to be just a little quick investigation. It did not end up that way.
Hey, Robin.
And hey, Robin. And anyway, so we had a lot of fun. But now Jess is paying for it. So she
I'm
will be in the
also having an
background.
epidural tomorrow, so I am very hopeful for that. So
Right, and she's got to get up early and be in the hospital for her procedure in the morning. So
I'm gonna snack in the background because after 12 I can't eat. So I'll be here, but I'm gonna be snacking and dealing with comments.
Right. So she'll be in the background taking care of business as usual. I am going to step off for just a second and go find my glasses. Jess, you want to introduce who we've got coming up as a guest?
I sure can. Tonight we actually have the newest members of our team, Jesse and Heather. They're from here in Alabama as well. They joined us last night. If you caught any of the videos doing the Estes method with the spirit box, that was actually Heather who did a lot of that with the blindfold and the headphones, and we got a lot of action. It was really interesting, and today they did make the decision that they do want to join our team. So if they're ready, I'm going to go ahead and pop them up. No, just a minute. They're going to be here in just a minute. So see, I can see everybody's little images in the background, so I can see everybody moving and running around. Now we're good. All right, so here are Jesse and Heather, and if y'all give them a warm welcome both to the show and the team.
Hi. Welcome, my paranormal couple that I have privately stalked for about 3.5, 4 years now, y'all. And I've commented in a few of your shows, and there's been a little background communication, over the years, different things that I may have commented on or seen, but I wasn't like a super stalker, nothing like that. Just the investigator in me, the investigator in me, and I guess the witchy soul, calls to those that are supposed to be in your life. So we're so proud and honored to have y'all as part of the team. on the show tonight. Welcome to Unlocked and Uncensored.
And when you
So,
when you
you
guys
know,
and when you guys see the comments that say they're from Skeleton Key Network right there, that is actually Robin, who is also a member of our network and another
remember
chapter
we
of our team.
discussed Madam last night.
Yes, our lovely
There's
dominatrix who
Robin.
does shows. That's
Right,
Robin.
Okay.
right.
Robin.
Right.
Yeah,
So
hello.
Madam is on the show with us tonight too. Um, so as we're on 7 different networks, I believe: Skeleton Key, Spirit Paranormal Things, DNTV, Red Ridge. Who am I missing, Jess? Our YouTube channel,
Did you say we have Parafam, Red Ridge, DNT,
Parafam,
Things, Skeleton Key, Spirit Paranormal, and our YouTube.
and 2 of those
Cool.
channels are also Roku. So, and there's Catherine Cirillos in the comments. Been kind of worried about that lady today. She hasn't erupted too much around. I think the Waffle House did her in.
It's only
Us
really
people from
good if
Alabama
you're
know about
drunk.
that.
It's only really
Well,
good if you're
yeah,
drunk, though.
and that 4 o'clock in the morning
Was
Waffle
it
House
on
run.
a tight budget, maybe? I don't know.
What?
So,
Waffle House.
What about it?
It's delicious.
Oh my, it's amazing.
It is, but if
I
you're
like
not
the
if
eggs
you're
and
not
stuff.
from Alabama and you haven't grown up with it, then it's only really good if you're drunk.
right, and you know, and it also depends, y'all know too, whatever whichever Waffle House you're at, it depends on the quality of the
Oh, this
food.
is better.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm
you
trying
know,
to get comfortable.
we won't call out the one we went to. I always do breakfast because you're pretty safe when you do breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, grits, bacon, and eggs, and toast, and that's my thing.
I like the sausage
So,
or the eggs and steak.
yeah,
I'm
no,
an
I'm not into no Waffle House steak.
Gotcha.
Hey, I ain't doing it, y'all. I ain't doing it. So, y'all, the paranormal couple now of spirit shall officially be your names. I nickname everybody, so y'all are the paranormal couple of spirit. So, Jesse and Heather, y'all should switch your names around so people don't think that he's Heather and you're Jesse. By the way, there. Anyway, Jess, you should work your magic in the background there and just put the paranormal couple of spirit there. And y'all tell us who you are and what you've been doing for the past, well, at least 4 years that I've been stalking you. 3-4 years.
Been that long?
Mhm.
Wow. All right. So I am Jesse, and this is my beautiful wife, Heather. We actually got started in paranormal quite by accident. We are initially urban explorers. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a really unsafe hobby of exploring abandoned buildings.
It's amazing.
Yeah, y'all kind of inspired me to do that.
Oh,
Really?
cool.
Right.
All right, cool.
Oh, stop it.
Okay. All right. So it's not really the safest habit or hobby, but it's really, really cool. To be able to like go into an old building or an old home and hopefully there's something left behind. You got to figure out, what the person, why they left or, what their life might have been like, how they lived.
Yeah.
So we did videos of that on our
Right.
Herbal Past Masters channel, which of course and we had actually gone to a 2-story home in
Welcome.
Gunnersville.
No, it was past Gunnersville.
Past Gunnersville. Okay.
Shit, I forgot the name of the town.
All right. Well, anyway.
Is a old 2-story duplex house.
Yeah. And
we didn't know it was duplex though.
No, we didn't. But the door was wide open. So we went in, we were exploring, shooting some video. And we got into the kitchen and we heard like 3 heavy footsteps upstairs above us. And it freaked us out, and we thought there's somebody in the
What the
house.
fuck?
We need to
Exactly.
get the fuck
We
out.
need to get the fuck out, right? So we like rush out of the house.
No.
We did rush out of the house.
You rushed out of the house. I tried to keep up with your ass.
All right, so
He was halfway out of the house saying, "Come on, baby."
right, I did. Okay, it's just yes, I admit instinct took over, and I left my wife behind. It's not really cool, but I
No,
claim
that's really not cool, but at least you're man enough to admit that you did that, Jesse.
I did.
So I'm gonna interrupt you just for a second. I don't know if Jess answered in the comments. Catherine asked, "Where's Jess?" And Catherine must have missed the first part of the show. Jess was here. She's in the background running things. She has an early appointment in the morning and doesn't feel well after the late night, and so she's just running the background tonight. So now, excuse me, Jesse. Now you continue on.
Oh, okay. All right.
After you left your wife in the house.
Right. So I left my wife in the house. She's coming down the stairs. Anyway, we take a moment and we kind of like check ourselves. We're like, okay, did that really happen? Like, you heard that, right? We're like, yeah, I did hear that. She's recording the whole time, so there's no cut footage in that. And for some reason, we're like, all right, let's go check it out. Let's go make sure, that
We didn't get killed from it, so let's just go make sure we still don't get killed.
I don't know why we
Didn't
went.
make sense.
Yeah, but we went back in,
We needed to know.
and I get to this staircase, and I could sense 2 people, a male and a female, and it was almost like spiritually, I could hear them conversating, like they were whispering about Heather and I being there, but
Right.
I didn't audibly hear them. So I announce myself, and I go upstairs, I explore it, and there is absolutely nobody else in this house. And that's the experience that we had, which was like in the middle of the day. Well, like it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So you don't expect spooky stuff to happen when it's daylight.
Right.
But that was the experience that got us into the whole paranormal thing.
Yep.
Right. Well, that's what I told y'all, like at Graceland, our first experience, we were over there cleaning out, and clearly, with a guy who has nothing to do with the paranormal team, didn't even know about my paranormal, he's just there cleaning out the house, and we heard footsteps, and then the crashing of the shelf off the wall and all that. So, yeah, people think it's just at night, but things do happen during the day if you're paying attention.
Hey, Joshua.
Hey, Josh. Josh is a longtime watcher, listener, show follower. We love Josh. He's one of the family.
All right.
So we just kind of got pushed over the edge with that house. I mean, it just like one time and we were done. We were ready to start with it.
Well, that's it. You have that first experience that you can't explain, and either you fucking run from it and never want to, or you go
back in the house.
Okay, what was that? And I want more, and you go looking for it.
Yep.
I will say this. She was all gung ho. After that, she was like, let's go ghost hunting. Let's go. I'm more cautious. And the reason because of that, it's not that I don't believe, it's that I do believe, and I know that not everything that we can't see has my best interest in mind.
Right.
So
right.
I have a really strong Christian background, and
right.
I was taught about angels and demons and spiritual warfare and all of that. So I've got that going on in the back of my mind while my wife is like, hey, let's go stir something up.
right.
And, we actually ended up getting some backlash when we started posting our ghost hunting videos on our YouTube channel. like we had sent links to family and whatnot. So they
Right.
saw one of our videos where we're calling out to something, to
Right.
try to get a response. And all hell broke loose. And what are you doing? And that's dangerous and
There
all
we
this kind of
go.
stuff. And
There's just popped up. I knew she was back there somewhere.
you said Jess, who popped up?
Who popped up?
Look at your names on the screen now.
The paranormal couple.
No.
And the swamp witch.
The swamp witch.
Awesome. So yeah, that's I guess a little bit about us as far as the paranormal. We don't necessarily try to go instigate anything. At least that's
Right,
been
and that's,
so
I know that about y'all, or I would have never invited y'all on the team, because we are not. If we have to provoke, if it's a client and we're trying to get something to show, it's actually there or not there. If we have to push, we'll push, but we don't like to just go in and all that Zach Bagan shit, and all that stuff. You see, that's not who we are. That's
I can't
we
stand
want.
one.
We've I watch them for the comedic value.
See, I'm
Honestly,
the only one that does that.
Oh my god, it gets on my nerves. But she's like, it's funny.
I do.
I do too, girls. See, this is why we love each other. We're getting married, by the way. Everybody, we're all like, I think most of us Spirit members have decided we're all just gonna get married and become this big happy family here.
Have a big family.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, it's so funny because we talk about that. Some of us, Jess and we get Twinkie and O. We don't really call their names out publicly. They want the commune witch community, and there's quite a few of us that would like that, So I'm gonna dig a little deeper into y'all personally. So, how long have you been married? How long have you been together?
Well, I'm a Sagittarius, and I do like long walks on the beach, preferably at sunrise or sunset. And I'm a really good cook. So we've been together for 5.5. Oh no, actually over
Next
5.5.
month.
Next month it'll be 6 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We met actually September the 26th, almost 6 years ago. I ordered Domino's pizza, and
I was his pizza wench.
Yay! I used to be a Pizza Hut manager.
Yeah,
I've
so
been
I
the
got
pizza witch before too.
yeah, man, I got a pizza and a wife. I mean, at the time, I didn't realize she was going to be my wife,
Fuck
but
yeah,
um,
that's great.
yeah. So we actually
I got off work at 2:00 that night, and he came over.
yeah, I had to be at work at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I went to her house at like 2 in the morning, and we hung out all night, and that was a very tired day. But we literally spent every day together since then. It wasn't, I guess, what the first couple years really we didn't spend much time apart at all.
At all, no.
And
that's
even now,
so
like
sweet.
we've only spent the longest time we've spent apart was maybe a week. Well, the move. Anyway,
Y'all
we
read
don't spend much time apart.
what Jess has got typed up at the bottom now of the screen.
Sounds like the plot of a porn. Jesse and the Pizza Witch.
It is. I never thought about that.
Oh, jeez. I like it.
Yep.
So you actually delivered his pizza, or he came to your Delco store?
I delivered to him. I was a Domino's driver.
I got you.
Yeah.
Mhm. What is really
So
interesting, though, I just want to share this. So I had been driving past this particular Domino's for like a month, right? And they had this hiring driver sign out. And for some reason, like I'd never wanted to work at Domino's. I have no interest at all. But I would
right,
always feel drawn to that sign. Like it
right,
would all I would always find myself looking at it and thinking about it and like why? Well,
right.
I don't believe in coincidences. So that was to me kind of like a precognitive little
Right,
of
right.
what was coming.
That was your spirit guide telling you you're gonna get a pizza and a wife.
Right. Yep. So it's been
That's what that
making.
was, Jesse.
I believe that. I really do. And it has. We've both had previous marriages, and they have all sucked ass
Sucked
compared
ass.
to what we have now.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
the most absolute best marriage we have either of us have ever had. The best
Yep.
relationship we've ever had, and
We get along about anything, even though we may bitch and argue about it at first.
yeah, like we always work things out.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
that's my husband and myself too. You don't stay together for 38 years, and I mean you accept each other for your differences,
hmm
and you can't change one another. And on the places where y'all fit and work, I mean that's what makes it work. And like
Yeah.
Catherine says, your twin souls. So that was going to be,
children.
well, actually, my next question was going to be, what kind of pizza was it, Jesse? I mean, foodies must know. What kind of pizza did you order? Oh my
I can tell you.
God,
Hold on.
he doesn't remember.
I can tell you this though. I actually saved the receipt where she wrote her phone number. Matter of fact,
Oh,
Hold on.
look what Jess has got right at the bottom now, Heather.
Baby, I can't read. Okay. You have a delivery for me. No, are we all
Oh,
going to?
oh, you have a delivery for me, Miss Pizza Witch? Maybe I can pay you another way. That's the tone it's meant to be read in. Just so
That
you
was
know.
There
good.
we
I
go.
like that.
We just need the voice of the goddess to drop in, and we your
Yep.
punchlines up there.
It
So
was something else. He was
Catherine is saying pepperoni.
he was very different from anybody I had ever met. So it was honestly an instant thing. It really was. And he's the first person that knows all of my nasties. All of it.
Oh, well then that's good. Yeah, somebody that takes you the good, the bad, the ugly. Oh,
okay,
look at that.
so this is the receipt and her phone number. I
Is
gave
that
her
the
a $10
pizza box
tip.
in the heart?
Huh? I'm sorry.
Is that the pizza box, the heart?
No,
No,
The little,
actually,
listen.
so she came and saw me at work the next day, and I was doing some construction work at this house, and the leaves on the ground were shaped like this. So I picked up a leaf and I gave it to her.
oh, gotcha.
So I decided to save it. Okay.
It
So
was amazing.
what's the receipt say? What kind of pizza was it, Jess?
Did it say what kind of pizza?
No, we just said.
No. No. But he's like a really weird person when it comes to food. Like it was probably something like spinach and peppers or mushrooms or something, or spinach and I don't know, fucking lizard.
Now I do know that it was pizza and a 2-liter Sprite and
Wings.
and some wings. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember. I do remember that. Yay.
Well, I'll give you that, and I want you to meditate on it, and I want you to figure out that answer. So the
Really?
next question, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Josh asked, um, what do y'all? I mean, do y'all have any children? I don't think
Yeah,
y'all have any together.
No,
we don't have any together.
except
We do have fur babies, right?
Well,
Little
we
puppy
have fur
dog.
babies, right, right.
that's Angel. This is her daughter, Fauna.
Um, so I actually have four children from two previous marriages. I have three boys and a girl. Um, my boys, unfortunately, I haven't seen them in
6 years.
6 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
in 6 years. Last I know, they're in West Virginia with their mother,
Yeah.
who has cut all contact with everybody in my entire family. So we don't know anything. But my
Well,
daughter,
maybe those boys will, this will reach them, and you know,
Yeah.
hmm
they'll know that their dad is still out there, and you know, kids will go searching one day. I'm one of those kids that did. So, it took me 30 something years, but I did.
Yeah.
So,
I know at some point they'll
Yeah.
come. They will look.
They will.
I've actually kept the same phone number just because they can always call
right,
me. Just on the
right. And
off
that's a good,
chance. Um,
right,
my daughter, I was actually out of her life for 10 years when her mom and I separated. And we actually reconnected when she was 13, thanks to the great motivation of this beautiful woman here. She encouraged me because I was like
He was
afraid of
scared.
I was afraid of her not wanting to talk
right,
to me and stuff. And
right. Afraid of rejection, and
yeah, and so she kept encouraging me to like reach out, and I did. And it's been 2 years now, and we've got an awesome relationship.
She's amazing.
She's an amazing girl,
that's
and
fabulous.
she's a teenager. She's 15, but she's actually pretty really cool.
Yeah.
And
I've got
very
a 14-year-old granddaughter, and yeah, she's pretty amazing too. So yeah,
Yeah.
this generation of kids, Catherine has got a couple of great kids, and so we got some paranormal kids. We got little Spirit Junior members who do little
oh
mini
really?
investigations, and yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So, and how does your daughter feel about what the paranormal couple does?
She don't care.
She's not against it, but it's like,
It's not for her.
Yeah, yeah,
Her phone and
and
game.
yeah.
That's her
right,
thing.
right,
Yeah.
right,
So if it's
right,
not that, if it's not games or the phone or
We don't make her go like if we want to go to something paranormal and we have her that weekend and we know that she doesn't like doing that if we don't have our mom here to be with her,
right,
then we won't go. If we don't want to force
right,
her to go do something she don't want to do.
right,
That's kind of
right.
like a really drawn
Absolutely.
out thing just to say we don't like forcing her.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
So,
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand. I
but we
ramble a
do drag
lot
her ass
too.
out in the woods to go hiking.
Yeah, that we do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, they need that nature, and we live in the woods, so y'all
That'd
keep
be
telling me
awesome.
y'all need to come to the swamp.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Nah,
come
it
to
was
the
just a
swamp.
long version of saying that you're good. Caring parents. Oh, I like that. Thank you. We're good caring
Right,
parents.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's true. When you can let them be their own person, it's very important. Because babies are born being who they're going to be. All we can do is guide them and, teach them what's right and wrong and love and compassion and hope that they weren't born with the psychotic or sociopath or, all that shit personalities. Because
Yeah.
fact is, they're born that way. Now, I believe, they can be born that way and maybe not turn out to be a fucking serial killer,
Yeah.
if they have the right love and attention and help and all that. Um, so I'm not saying that all people with mental disorders. And the people who watch the show, they know that we all have some kind of mental disorder, in my opinion.
Prozac.
So I'm not saying, that all people are bad that, have a mental disorder, because hell, I'd be locked up a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but y'all know what I'm saying. But babies, people are born with, your soul is your soul. You are who you are. And so we can love and guide them. And I think by trying to force a child to be what you expect is the worst thing you can do for them.
Yep.
You need
I would
to let
totally
them
agree.
find their way in life.
Yep.
Now, I do
know-
believe that. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I mean, of course, you got to correct them and hopefully you keep them from doing stupid shit that, you don't want to watch a kid have a train wreck and not try to stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
And that doesn't matter how old they get. You're going to try to save them from a train wreck. But
Yeah.
in the same token, you got to, let them be. Let them be who they're going to be. And hopefully they don't turn out to be John Wayne Gacy or, Jeffrey Dahmer and
Charles Manson. I mean,
The list goes on.
Charles Manson. It's funny you said Charles Manson because me and Charles have things.
what?
Charlie Manson is like, I was born in 1966. So, like, the first big news story I remember is Charles Manson. And, yeah, and I used to watch Petticoat Junction. I don't know if you know what that is.
I do.
I know.
Yeah.
Sharon Tate, played on Petticoat Junction. And, so to find out that, that's what happened to that person on that show was, this monster had killed her.
Yeah.
So, those were the kind of things that my little girl nightmares was, Charlie Manson and serial killers, breaking in our house in the west end of Alabama and killing me and shit.
Yeah.
So, or west end of Birmingham. So that was, early 70s and stuff. So, yeah. And when he died, I was a happy person. While Jess is in the background, I'll go ahead and disclose this one too. I also have a thing with Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. All right.
Why is it so familiar?
Hold on. One.
Right.
Really? I'm kidding. All right. Aleister Crowley. Like modern
Ozzy
saint.
Osbourne.
I knew that. I got it.
He started the
I got it.
Satanic Church.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, this is your first witch assignment, Heather.
Oh, God.
Do your research on Aleister Crowley.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Here's Jess again with her comments.
Wait, what did they say? Did she put something more blood?
Me.
We can't read the. Wait, don't you pull it up?
No, I don't know how. I don't know how to get to this feed so we can read the comments also. Like on my phone?
Go to Skeleton Key Network.
On Facebook or no?
Live video. Yeah, on Facebook.
Okay.
And
boom, podcast. Bye.
And yeah, you'll just have to read them as Jess pops them up. Turn your volume down on your phone because you'll get feedback. Remember, like we did last night.
We're good.
Okay, Jess, pop up your comments again now so she can see what you're putting up at the bottom there.
There we go. All right.
Yay!
Whoa, he murdered a baby?
Oh.
Jeez. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
So
I just want to, if I may, I just want to touch. I kind of want to go back
Me?
to.
Okay.
I want to go back to the like raising kids point that you were saying about loving them and not forcing them.
Right.
I heard something that talked about how the best way to encourage a child is to basically you like watch them and see what they're naturally good at, what they're naturally drawn to, and you encourage that in them, as opposed to, well, no, you got to be a doctor, or no, you got to go to college, or okay, those things.
Essentially, you just need to make sure that you're not living vicariously through them.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Let them
Yeah.
be them, and then
Right.
nurture them.
Right. And the
That was my
Lord
two
said,
cents.
I've had
the
to
Lord
stop
said, let
Jesse.
Oh,
the
awesome.
goddess speak, and Jesse spoke. That booming voice comes in over it. You
Yeah.
never
I-
know
Thank you,
what's
look,
going
thank you
to
for
happen.
having us
Look,
on your show. By
Yeah.
the way, thank you. This is
I
really
am
cool.
become the voice of God. I'm just the voice from on high, chiming in randomly.
Can we call you the voice of universe instead of the voice of God?
Yeah, that works for
There we
me.
go. The voice of
Thank
the
you.
universe. Our spirit guide. She is our spirit guide.
Oh God. We're screwed.
Jess, the spirit guide. And Jess, you're way fucking mine on the F-bomb. I'm sure we're at least 5 by now.
That is too funny.
Anyway, is there anyone in the audience that has any questions for the paranormal couple? Of course, we talked so much last night. I know a lot already. I can ask y'all about Bryce.
Oh, Bryce.
look at what she's got on this.
What
On
is
my
she
F-bomb
doing?
counter now.
Oh, the F-bomb counter.
Read what she's got. Since I gave her lip,
Here.
she added a
Oh,
part.
she added what, like 4 more?
Seven.
No, it's now it's 7 since you gave me lip, which means technically you get those freebies since you already added them,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Oh,
not.
okay. I was
No,
trying.
that is blasphemy. Do not make me smite you.
Okay. All right. So Bryce.
Do you want to talk about Bryce?
Well, you know what? Let's just get into the controversy. Well, let's just do it here. Because I know that folks are looking at your background there going, what in the fuck is that? So,
Whoa.
y'all tell us. I know what it is, but for those folks in the background out there who do not know, that think, oh my God, these people are Satanists, they're worshiping the devil, they're burning babies, and they're eating them and all that shit.
No, we don't eat baby.
Yes, yeah, we are. I mean,
We don't eat baby.
What's that? Pot smoking Jesus? That is awesome. There we go.
We don't eat babies.
You don't eat that. Unless you're
but they're
swallowing.
always denying that they just don't
If
eat
I'm
babies.
swallowing, if I'm swallowing,
They
I'm
do
eating on
sacrifice them, no.
All right. So, for those who
Seriously,
don't
though, I'm
know,
sorry.
this is the I call it the Star of Baphomet. It is also known as the Leviathan Circle. The Hebrew letters around the outside perimeter say Leviathan, and it is associated very heavily with Satan and Satanism. We do not eat babies. We're not sacrificing animals. It's not that those things don't happen. Not everyone who is a follower of that path practices to that degree.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, with any religious, well, I can't say any,
I was going to
with
say
a lot of the
that.
major
Right.
religious
Any
groups,
religion, there are things that we do or say or that could be looked at as sacrifice. And, of course, Jess and I have put out there too that we don't sacrifice and eat babies, at least not very often.
Only when I
Uh,
swallow.
right. What are the two symbols?
I do. Oh wow. Okay.
Boneless children. Who said that
I
on
did
the
actually
Paranormal Network?
I'm sorry. I have this delay. I think.
Yeah.
Boneless children.
No, that was me. I said that. That was the spirit guide. It's
Oh,
not.
children. No.
It's boneless children.
Hell Almighty Jeff. Only children. I like that.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
About the whole sacrifice thing, I thought about that and how people freak out about it.
Mm.
And, I used to be Christian and it was like, oh, sacrifices, blood sacrifices. Oh, you're worshiping the devil. And then I really thought about it and I realized the Christian religion is founded upon a human blood sacrifice.
Exactly right.
Your whole belief
I mean,
system.
if you're in freaking Catholic church, I try not to put fuck with Catholic church, but if you're in a Catholic church, Episcopal church, or a lot of other ones do it too. I mean, you're eating the blood of Christ,
Right.
and
so you got cannibalism, you're drinking blood, and your entire system is founded upon a human sacrifice.
Sounds kinky.
Right.
Yep.
So
and you kill one and can make one.
Yeah.
And Jess and I put this out there, so we're just gonna go ahead and drag y'all across this controversial thing here too. Jesus was a witch, and hell fucking Santa Claus, because we want Santa Claus to be a god. In order to be a god, he has to have a cult following.
Oh.
So it is our goal in life to hell fucking Santa Claus. So, and Jesus was a witch and a zombie witch.
Oh, because he came back from the dead.
Yep.
Right.
I definitely believe.
I mean, and if Jesus, if a man walked the earth right now and did the things that the Bible says Jesus did, he would be labeled a witch. If he would have walked the earth in the 1700s and did things that he did, he would have been burned as a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So y'all continue on. I told y'all we get very controversial on this show, and we get hate and hell Santa Claus and hell Satan, and of course we also love hell Krampus. I mean, there's no Krampus. Santa Claus without Krampus.
Right.
It was grape juice.
That was a grape juice, by the way.
I've never seen it.
It's a crazy
the grape juice, the blood of Christ is grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I don't think a lot of
it was cranberry.
I don't call him the wine guy for nothing.
He kept the party going, man. I mean, come on. You're going to kill the guy who keeps the party going?
Yep.
Man, he got issues.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. But
so that's where we are.
Yeah. So we are fresh converts, so to speak. We, I guess, maybe about 6 months ago, started really looking at our lives and making some changes. And we got to a point where we realized we were just tired of living our life trying to please other people. And
trying to fit into that Christian thing that we're all expected, especially in the South, when you meet somebody new, within 15 minutes of when you're talking to them, what church do you belong to?
Yep. That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're all raised to believe that if you don't belong to a church, you just don't belong.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all like me, you try to make yourself fucking fit, and it just don't happen because you
Yeah.
weren't meant to be there. Because you
And
know
if you
what?
think about
You're
it,
smarter than that. You're not a damn cult following that's buying into this damn fairy tale that some misogynistic pig, who at the end of his life, by the way, was begging for witches to save him, the same fucking witches he was burning. But, you know, that's a whole other show. So, um, it's a fairy tale. There's some good in it. A lot of people don't realize Psalms, all that shit is voodoo, y'all. If just it is voodoo prayer. So if y'all think that y'all are holier than thou because you think that witches are, we got them Psalms, honey. We know how to use them as voodoo prayer. And
Wow.
fuck with us, and we'll use it against your ass. So,
hmm
um, so,
I will say, if
so,
you don't mind me saying real quick, one of the things that I really got tired of was the hypocrisy in Christianity and the ignorance
amen,
in
brother.
Christianity.
Amen.
And what I
Amen.
mean by that is that most people, not everyone, but most Christians, one, have never read the whole book. They've never studied it, like really in depth, going back to like the original language, breaking down what the words mean, understanding the actual culture in which it was even written in. They don't know any of that. All they know is what pastor said and what mama said, and a hooting and a hollering and praise
Right.
Jesus. Let's go watch some football. So it's just there's a lot of ignorance, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
with that
let's go on
ignorance,
down to the park and barbecues and hamburgers and hot dogs now. Maybe if
right
it's holiday, we might get some chicken.
there we go. And
Mm.
there's a lot of with that ignorance and not understanding other religions. There's that religious bigotry,
Right.
and so it's like, well, you don't believe what I believe, or you don't worship Jesus the way I do, then you're going to go to hell, or because you don't wear your hair in a bun, you're going to go to hell,
Or blue jean skirt.
or you wear a blue jean skirt, or if you don't, we don't do music, and you're going to go to hell. It's all that judging. At the same time,
Right.
though,
Right.
when they go
Well,
home, they're
and I
pulled
don't
up on
know.
them.
Well, y'all, I know have not really followed our shows. So, Jess and I have done a whole show on PTSD caused by the church. I
Oh
mean, and
wow.
that's a real thing. I
I
mean,
believe it.
Mm-hmm.
my mom
Yep.
suffers from it. I suffer from it. Um, I suggest, we have all have uh, PTSD, and if you start paying attention and asking around, especially in the pagan community, you will find there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's a
Really?
lot of it. I
Hmm.
mean, and think about a small child going into a church and hearing about burning in hell. You know, a good friend of mine, was the first one that ever pointed it out to me, and I was like, wow, I never realized, but you're exactly fucking right. What do you got here now, Jess?
What's that say?
If you want a damn book with nudity.
They're
Amen,
put aside
brother.
from
Amen.
new
Amen, sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's in the
Preach
Bible.
it.
Yep, there
Bible.
is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. That is exactly right. You know,
Wow.
so um, yeah, Jess has got all kinds of surprises in the background. That's what she does. So, and she's gonna throw us off, and now it's like that squirrel moment.
Yeah.
But it does lock you in to believe that all that in that Bible is fact. That actually fucking happened, and that there's just no other way, and everybody's going to hell that doesn't believe exactly the way you believe. And even people pray and teach from the same Bible, and they still don't come out with the same beliefs.
Yep.
That I mean, and that's so. It's like you just it makes my brain go splat against the skull. You know,
Hmm.
I just can't compute how in 2022 you can read some of this shit and go, oh yeah, that really happened just exactly that way.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know, it didn't happen. It didn't happen exactly that way. Um, and if I'm going to hell, then I'm going to be in good company. That's all I got to say.
I'll be with you.
Amen. Praise the Lord Jesus, my dear Uncle Jesus.
Oh man, I don't know. I've come to the belief that, and just hear me out when I
Oh
say
my
this.
God, Joshua. See,
What
I
is that?
mean, it's shit like that. There's your post traumatic fucking from church.
It looked like the devil's spawn.
Oh wow. Mm-mm-mm. There, Josh actually makes a good point where he says spirituality is different than religion, and he's
Right.
absolutely
And
right.
absolutely right.
Because that
Absolutely.
spirituality is like it's an internal thing, and no two spirits are the same, you
Right.
know. But religion comes in and it wants to control and manipulate. And the prime example of that is the Roman Catholic Church, because
Mm-hmm.
they took the teachings and they've made it into a political and religious power thing, and they're like, the most richest religion in the world through
Right.
fear and manipulation and stuff like that. And it's just
Right.
to take all that and say, we do this in the name of God. Like, I don't want that God. Then, if that's what
Mm-mm.
your God advocates, I'm not looking for that.
Well, I will send y'all the clip that last week's show we did on the Ten Commandments. And I'll send you the video clip of what our show was based on, and that'll just give you the rundown so you don't even have to go back and watch the whole show. This little 5 or 8 minute clip and y'all will laugh your ass off. It's fucking
Okay.
hilarious. So it's breaking down the Ten Commandments, why there's 10, and how we can combine them, and there's like two left in the end once you once you break them down in the real world shit. So
Oh, wow.
y'all will love that. So well, I think we got, let me see here. We got 5 minutes left. We didn't really talk much about Graceland, so let's wrap up. Our regular followers have watched us, and they know we've talked a lot about Graceland. It's always nice to bring in someone new. I mean, now
Mm.
y'all are part of Spirit, but before y'all walked into Graceland yesterday, you were not part of Spirit. So, let me go ahead and do the plugs we need to plug. We have the world's largest ghost hunt coming up September 24th with world-renowned Captain Cirillos. He's going to be the lead guide through the Graceland Manor of Alabama. She'll be doing some spiritual readings there, which she gets from the house, what she gets from all the presents in the house. I think Heather will kind of testify there that if something hits her in the moment and you're in the crowd, you might get pulled off to the side and get a reading on the spot.
Mhm.
Even if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it.
Yep.
So, if that's something that interests you, make sure you can go to Graceland Manor of Alabama on Facebook or Skeleton Key Network, Spirit Paranormal Network. It's on the event pages. You can get your tickets. I think we have it that we're going to end at 2 a.m., but in actuality, we'll probably need like an overnight investigation. We might select, you know, out of our ticket buyers, what do y'all think, paranormal couples? Should we offer, out of our ticket buyers, we'll select maybe a paranormal couple to spend the night in the home with us?
That would be
So
cool.
Yeah.
we'll kick the crowd out at 2, and because Catherine has to close the realm for the world's largest ghost hunt and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But we could stay in Graceland Manor and see what happens.
We've got an air
And we could
mattress.
offer, yeah. So we'll let the paranormal couple do a drawing after all of our ticket sales. We'll let the paranormal couple draw for another paranormal couple to spend the whole entire night with us
Ooh,
at Graceland Manor of
that
Alabama.
sounds kind of kinky.
Yeah.
Right. So,
The spirit guide
what
would
did
like
y'all
to say.
think
The spirit guide would like to
of the
say
manor
that.
last night?
Let me hop in and say that the spirit guide would like to say that I'm going to require snacks if we're staying all night. So somebody's got to bring snacks.
Oh, I'm gonna require more than fucking snacks. We're gonna do food.
And
Okay,
I
Mountain
was
Dew.
already thinking
I'm in.
about that because we're gonna be there for a while. I mean, because as far as the team, the team has got to be there because the witches are doing opening ceremonies, so we'll have to have everything set up and ready to go at 7 when we go live on our network. Um,
Might
and
I
then
might I
we're gonna
suggest
take a break.
can
The
I, oh sorry, can I suggest maybe we'll just have a
do I
paranormal potluck?
just
I said maybe we'll just have a paranormal potluck. Everybody bring a
Paranormal
plate.
potluck.
a
Paranormal
paranormal
pump.
potluck? Paranormal potluck. There we go. So yeah, we'll all get together on that, and of course, I'm just down the road, and we'll get the grill out there, and everybody can. I'm
Dude, that'd
sure we
be
can get
cool.
some
Let's
Greek
do it.
food thrown in there. Yeah,
And you were asking them what they thought about the manor last night.
Mm,
yes.
I loved it.
I liked it too.
I,
I
I
mean,
actually want to go and spend the night in Mary's room by myself.
you're fucking crazy.
Oh,
Well,
you
what we
great,
have to
great.
do.
I really do because I liked that room. It kept drawing me to it, and I didn't want to leave that room when he come and got me. And she doesn't
Well,
like
what
for
we
it to be
have.
called Grandma's room. She does not like that. It's Mary's
Well,
room.
and I'm sure my grandma's a very strong personality too, and but there's a weird thing that, and I'll tell you all about that later. With my grandma, and so what
Mhm.
y'all are saying, makes sense on what I have. Um, anyway, and I had a squirrel moment. I was gonna tell us about your experiences in that room. But before I go into that, we're gonna have the house in better shape before we do the ghost hunt.
Okay.
So I'm gonna talk to my mom, and because obviously that is my grandma's stuff in there. We might stage some of that through the house.
Yep.
And we'll have it set up better so it's not so much a construction zone when we have the public access in there.
Yeah.
So um, we'll have to see about what we can do in that room. I mean, may have to bring sleeping bags or something, but yeah, you want to fucking stay in there?
Yeah.
Go for it,
That would
baby.
be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask though, is there anything about the attic?
You know,
That's a loaded question.
we've all yeah, that is a loaded question. We've all had experiences. Catherine's had her experiences. Um, I have my suspicions. The attic is a creepy fucking place.
Well,
What I will tell you,
it
so
told Jesse to come up to it last night.
Oh
well,
yeah.
so
Say attic,
and
didn't I?
this is concerning for
That
me
is really
because
concerning.
What?
because this is concerning because there is something there that is not shown, or Catherine is not, it's not shown itself. It's not reared its ugly head
What
since,
was he gonna say about Catherine?
well, it's not It's
It
not
won't show
showing
itself
itself
to
to
her.
Catherine.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hiding
Okay, so
because
let
she
me
was
tell you
able to
this.
read
Okay.
Mary so well.
Last
Hold on.
night,
Yeah, hold on. Listen, hold on.
last night when me and Catherine and Jesse was in the basement, and we were doing the Estes method there, and Jesse was doing it, he wasn't
Mhm.
getting anything at all. And then Catherine went up, and I stayed down in the basement with Jesse, and we kept doing it. And I started recording him on my phone. And he said, attic. And then I said, do you want us to come to the attic? And then he said, come. And then they said Greek.
Oh. Mm. We're it's there is some concern because there are some rumors about what may or may not have taken place in the attic, um, and some not entirely substantiated rumors that someone who lived in the house was affiliated with the KKK and may have had meetings there.
Well,
So
I will say when we were upstairs in that hidden room, when we were walking out, I was the last one in that room. When that light went out and I was at the threshold of that door getting ready to come out, I actually felt a presence like come up behind me in the dark.
yes, we are,
And
Anthony.
huh?
What?
So, and that is the same area where I told you about the guy that was hired to help clean it out came up and hit that same spot and immediately ran back down and threw up.
Okay, but this is not the attic that I mean,
No,
because
no, it's
this
right
told
there
him
when
to
you
go to
top
the
the
attic.
stairs. Right there when you top the stairs, going into that bedroom upstairs,
Okay.
Okay.
and that
Oh,
threshold.
that's right. You can look across the attic.
But
Yeah,
also,
Oh,
that the attic, not the hidden room, we were right by the hidden room, but that
yeah.
is where the spirit box told myself and Terry's daughter Jessie to leave now.
Uh-huh.
So we've all had some really funny experiences.
You tell them to fuck off when I told you to leave?
Well,
yeah.
no,
I
not
mean,
really, because
not really fuck off, but more like, well, no, we're not. Why do you want us to leave? And
except for Jessie, she plowed through 12
yeah,
people.
except for Jessie, she did bolt through 15 of us.
Anthony wants to know if Jessie, maybe it was a hand grabbing at the back of your neck.
I did not feel anything touch me. It literally
No, and
it was a
he
presence.
yeah, and I know exactly what he's saying. You just sometimes you feel like you're standing there alone, but somebody or something is right there with you.
Mm.
I could definitely tell that it was taller than me. I could sense it like standing up behind me and looking down at me. Um, and I want to say I almost heard it breathe, but when I hear things, I don't hear it like audibly with my natural ears. It's like I
Right,
hear it spiritually. So it was like it
right,
ran up on me. It was kind of like that's what I heard. That's what I felt. It didn't like
right.
me, and well, if it's KKK, I'm black. I'm not really, not
Wait,
really.
wait,
Are you black?
wait,
Wait a minute.
I
wait.
know, right?
Wait a minute, we
This
had
is
Are
no
you black?
idea. Have you been catfishing?
this is the biggest catfish I've ever been through. You're black? Where's the zipper?
What?
Mm.
Holy
I'm just saying,
shit.
I don't believe it.
I don't
well, you know
either.
I
what?
don't believe it.
I've actually experienced something else. We went to a cemetery where it was like Confederate soldiers,
Mm.
and we were trying to take pictures of these headstones. My camera would never focus. Hers would.
Right away. Same
Right,
spot.
same spot. She could get clear pictures. I could not. So it's interesting that
We've had that shit happen in Grits Mill, and so
Yeah,
now
I was
you've
about
got
to
my
say.
fucking wheels turning. I
Well,
wonder how they
I think we need to
respond to.
I think we need to get them out to Grist Mill. There
Absolutely.
was, what was it, an army depot
Mm.
back during the Confederate War, essentially, that was right there, right behind the grist mill.
Wait,
So
wait,
all the paths and stuff.
wait.
What?
Are you saying that you're wanting to take us to grist mill so my husband can be ghost bait?
We told him
Yes.
last night he was ghost bait. He knew this already.
Yes.
But no, we did.
Where was that?
We had so many issues with
Joshua
cameras not
couldn't
wanting
use
to
finger blank.
focus. We couldn't use anything that registered, like our REM pod. We couldn't use it at all because of the water. The flowing water messed it up the whole time. It was just so
Yeah.
many weird occurrences while we were there.
There's
Okay.
so much out there. So the Army Depot came in and ran this community off their land, and they had to live on the covered bridge that's out there. There was a lot of death and disease, and they lived through the winter.
It was really bad. And when you get out there, it's like when you cross that threshold into the covered part of the bridge, you can almost feel a pop, like spiritually.
During
like
the day, it's
going.
one feeling. At 3:00 in the morning, that motherfucker is. I mean, what? And then there's rumors in the mill that a black man was hung. I've found nothing to this day to confirm that.
But a lot of people said
it.
it. So
a lot of people have said it. There's a lady in white that's been reported up there a lot by. I mean, this is a public tourist place. There's weddings and shit out there. People that aren't invited, so to speak, to the wedding show up in pictures. Lots and lots and lots and lots of ghosts at the grist mill.
And
Catherine's
plus,
seen a picture of it and does not want to go.
Plus, in October, just to go ahead and mention this for anybody from Alabama that is watching, we actually do partner with them at Halloween, and we do haunted tours of grist mill. 3 out of the 4 weekends in October.
Oh,
So, all the money goes to the grist mill to help with the restoration and upkeep, and we tend to help with their haunted trails too.
Yeah, they have a big haunted trail out in the campground, and like the Hocus Pocus witches are out there, and of course
my husband was in a ghillie suit with a chainsaw.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're the bad, evil, dark witches over in our corner of the woods over here, and I mean, what else would we be?
Yeah.
But the evil, dark witches. So, it's really fun, So, of course, they charge a minimal fee for the hayride, and it's a good time. We have a good time out there. So, yeah, we volunteer our time to help them do what they do out there because we want to help take care of the ghosts out there.
Yep.
Yes, Anthony. It's kind of when you only at night now. This doesn't happen during the day, but at night when you first cross into the threshold of the covered part of the bridge, you can almost feel like energetically like a pop, like you're popping through a bubble into another reality. It's weird.
Right. So anyway, we are, but we're on this time of night, and there's nobody on most networks that follow us, and we do technically have an hour and a half, but we generally run an hour and 15 minutes. If I did not have to work in the morning, I'd sit here and talk to you guys all night long. So, and Jess has got an early appointment. So, y'all tune in next week. Maybe we'll have the paranormal couple back again. Because I can see them joining us more on the show.
Yeah.
We got a lot to learn about them. I didn't see that comment. Just pop it back up.
What was it?
Joshua said stick a fork in it. He's over. And that's us too, Josh. We were up and late last night investigating. None of us got to bed until 5, 6, 7 this morning.
I didn't get up till 2:30.
Well, I got up. I had like 5, maybe 4.5,
Oh,
5 hours
so
sleep.
the paranormal couple, Madam, our dominatrix Robin, she would like to know if you might be interested in an interview over on Ask Madam.
Yes.
Yeah, would y'all come? Okay,
There
yeah.
you go.
When is
Yeah.
Ask Madam on? Yeah,
She
she
Ask
is
Madam is
also
on
a
Monday
dom.
night. Yes, she's a
She is
dominatrix.
also a dom, Robin. So we told her last night, oh, y'all got to meet the madam.
Well,
So she's
Ask
on
Madam
when
is on Monday nights, and then she does have her other show, Madam
Madam
After
After
Dark,
Dark.
which is on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays
Madam
she
After
does
Dark
Weekends.
is where y'all probably want to be.
Okay.
Is it
And it is
splicing
after,
Dempsey, eh?
Madam After Dark is more unlocked and uncensored than we are.
Oh,
Yeah,
We
nice.
had to
very much
create a
so.
waiver for you to be a guest on her show.
Yep.
What?
So she needs to message us on Facebook so we can get that hooked up.
I will
We
start a
sign
group
a
message for
waiver?
y'all. Yes. So that you know
Yeah.
you're going into a show that's going to have sexual under and sometimes overtones.
Oh.
So
Oh,
she
okay.
said y'all can do this Wednesday. I'll get y'all hooked up in a group chat once we're done here. So
Yeah, she
All right.
wants to know if y'all will be on this Wednesday. Is that Madam
We'll have
After
to check
Dark,
our schedule.
Robin?
that's Madam
What
After Dark,
time?
and it is earlier than our show is tonight. Hers go. I want to say it airs at what time? 9,
9 or 10?
9 or 10. So it's a little bit earlier
Robin,
than
tell us
ours.
what time you end.
10 p.m. So there we go.
Yeah, she's on
Okay.
at 10.
Now I don't have
We'll talk about it after the show then.
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I instead of in lieu of a little one-liner to leave us on, I've got a meme to leave us on that I thought would be fabulous.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Um,
An alien, a monkey, and oh, my dog just hit me.
and baby Jesus.
What?
So there you go. That's what we're going to end on tonight. Y'all ain't ready to have this conversation.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my
So
god.
y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all back next Sunday.
Oh,
Good
wait a
night,
minute.
y'all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that okay? So I just want to say it makes me think about aliens coming down and interfering with monkeys,
Apparently.
basically, and converting us into what we call modern humans through
Apparently.
genetic
That's Jesus.
modification.
That's Uncle Jesus,
That's
Jesse.
Uncle Jesus as a baby.
I know what it is.
That's Uncle Jesus.
I'm analyzing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, that's what we're ending
Jesse,
on.
y'all don't hang up when we end this live. Don't hang up.
And don't
Okay.
and
I
don't
like
worry.
that, dude.
I have been stockpiling offensive religious memes for about 3 weeks now, so y'all be ready for that. 'Cause,
Okay. We're good with that.
we will see y'all next Sunday.